Morning folks, how you doing? I'm in the upper Tweed Valley today, just out for a walk. Like I said in that last wee video that I shot where I was on Traprain Law, I've been pretty busy and that's set the scene actually for the next sort of 4 or 5 weeks. I'm going to be quite busy. I won't be able to get out that much with the camera, but I'm going to try and keep the channel ticking over. I need a wee bit of exercise now and again, so I was up early this morning and drove down, parked up at the bottom of the glen here, and I'm going to go up onto the high ground, check out the heather, see what it's like. So let's go and have a wee walk, folks. The heather's really bonny at this time of the year. I love these big rolling heather-clad hills. Quite special landscape. dress, folks. Quite warm coming up here. That's the character of these hills. Big rounded flat topped hills, but they're steep. So getting up onto the high ground you have to expend a fair bit of energy. It's quite warm work, but once you're up here you cool down. There's a wee bit of a breeze blowing today, just enough to keep me cool, so I'll get the benefit of the shirt when I get a bit higher up. You can see there on the higher ground, on the more exposed slopes where the wind's been hammering across, that the heather blooms are almost finished. But it was grand seeing some flowers lower down. I don't actually have a particular route in mind today. I know these hills pretty well. I've got an inclination to do a circuit, so I'll probably end up coming down and maybe that hill over there. I'm not very sure. I'm going to finish up down there where we started. That's all I really know. It's just a bit of wandering today, so I'm going to wander up here to the crest of the ridge, have a wee look, and then I'll decide whether I'm going to go left or right. So what I am going to try and do is stick to the high ground as much as I can. Let's go. Studying the camera, folks. If you remember when I was on South Harris crossing the Broughton and Bar with the pack raft, I broke my tripod. Well, I've invested in a new one. They're not hugely expensive, but they're not cheap either. And this tripod that I've invested in, there's something wrong with the swivel. I use a quick release mechanism on the top so that I can swap between 2 or 3 cameras. And there's something not right with it. The camera's shaking, I can see the wind catching it, so apologies for that, because I'm pretty sure that you'll detect it when I edit and upload this video. I'm either going to have to return it, or I'll take it down to the workshop at the bottom of the garden and have a look at it and see if I can remedy the fault. A wee bit of orientation for you. That's the Scrape Hill, and the hill that I'm heading for up here on my left, that's Pikestone Hill. I'm not going to turn the camera, you'll see it when we get up there. And then in behind I've got Drummelier Law, and I'm parked down at the wee hamlet of Drummelier in the upper Tweed Valley, so I shall do a circuit round and get back down to Drummelier at some point this afternoon. So I think the highest point that I'm going for today is Pikestone Hill, which is a kilometre or kilometre and a half up here. It's not possible to get lost on a day like this. Expansive views. Anyhow, enough blethering, let's keep going. Time for a spot of lunch, folks. So this is the Scrape Hill. Well, I had a wee bit of lunch, folks, and they head off in that direction. I was complaining lower down that I was too hot. I had to put my jacket on, it's quite cold up here. So I'm heading for Pikestone Hill, and then I'm going to go across that, traverse the summit, pick up Thieves Road, which is just traces of a track here and there actually, and after that I'm not very sure. I'm still just making it up as I go along. When I set off this morning I didn't really think I would come out onto the Scrape Hill because it's a wee bit of an outlier, but I So I'm up here. This is possibly the only day I'm going to get out this week, so might as well take my time and enjoy it. The weather's getting a bit moody now, but I think it's going to be okay today. There might be a shower of rain this afternoon, but I don't think the cloud will drop. Anyhow, I've got a long way to go, so I better crack on, get this rucksack shouldered and get along the ridge here. Drummelier Law, that's my last hill. And then I've got to find a way down through the heather and avoid the bracken in the glen. Get down to the burn, pick up the track and then back down to Drummelier. It looks a long way away, but it's easy going up on these ridges. As long as you stay on the high ground, it's okay, folks. And it's a peaceful kind of day. Except for the sound of the aeroplane. I don't know if you picked that up. What I mean is there's no wind, it's not too warm, it's not too cold. Although I was complaining about both earlier on, it's just perfect conditions really for a stroll over the high ground. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, folks. That was a lovely wee hike, a wee circuit of the hills in the upper Tweed Valley. The midges are biting a bit, so I'm going to get the boots off, I'm going to get packed up and away up the road. And like I say, I'm fairly busy just now, so I'm not sure when I'm going to get back out with the camera, but I'm going to do my best to keep the channel ticking over. So hopefully it won't be that long before I get back to you. So thanks for viewing, folks, it's very much appreciated. Stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now. Bye, folks.